Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And welcome back, everyone. Supplements are having a moment. It seems like they're uber popular right now. People gravitate toward taking them, thinking that they're doing something good for their body, and I'm sure they are. But what should you be taking? In this whole world of supplements, I get confused. Am I taking too much? Should I be taking this? What's the latest thing that people are talking about? We are going to talk about that today with a holistic wellness and transformational coach with an eye on so many different areas, from energy healing, Reiki, sound healing, and of course, nutrition. Candy Foster joins us up. Welcome, Candy. How you doing?
I am good. How are you today, Steve?
Is candy a supplement?
Well, depends on how you look at it.
I have started down this road of supplements, and I think I'm doing the right thing, but I'm not really sure what I should be taking and how you even determine that. Is it from lab tests, or are there certain things that we all probably should be supplementing our diets with? Help us out here.
Yeah, it's a maze, isn't it?
It really is.
It totally is. Well, you know what? There are good labs that you can get done, and they can tell you, if you're low on something, or, but sometimes, whether that's covered with your insurance, there's all that stuff, right? I know I'm not a huge supplement taker. I'll do things here and there, and I like to find all my nutrition in my food. But, this day and age, it's a little tough.
And therein lies, the wondering that somebody has, am I getting enough?
Yeah.
And yes, labs are good, but the ones that go deeper, insurance usually doesn't cover. And I took one over the summer at somebody's suggestion, how to pay for it. It was I guess they call it a wellness. And the word wellness was connected to it. And it was very hard getting those labs done because they're not permitted in some states, which
right.
Tom, what's going on there? That just,
I know.
Made me angry. I never get angry. I'm chill. It's like, who are you to tell me I can't take a lab test that I'm paying for? What's going on?
I know. It's crazy.
It really is
crazy. It's like everybody's got to have their fingers in the pot, right?
I mean, I think the lab was in California, and then you had to say it was, you took the lab or you gave the sample, which wasn't even a blood sample. I think it was a cheek swab, on the fourth Sunday of the month when the moon is in the fourth house, and blah, 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 blah. Like what? And then you got to sign off on it, and then you're still paying $200 or $300. Crazy,
yeah,
crazy. And what that identified, side note, was a certain. And I just took it out of a suggestion from a wellness type coach that I had some type of bacteria that could be connected to a parasite. Could be. And I never went further there. The word parasites, I know we're digressing here from supplements, but they say there's things you can take to make sure you don't have parasites. Is it true that most or many of us have a parasite or parasites in our bodies?
Yeah, I know. We don't like to think about it, though, do we?
No. I don't need to be a host.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's disturbing thought.
It really is. Really. But it's a fact of life. Our food sources come from all over the place. You could be eating meat from another country and not even know it. But potential, who knows? Who knows what's going on there? Or vegetables or whatever. Can I give you a couple of different supplements and get your feedback on them?
Go.
Pretty common. Turmeric. Started taking it about 3 weeks ago. Here it's good for reducing inflammation, fighting cancer that could be coming on or lurking. Your thoughts?
Love turmeric. It's great for an anti-inflammatory. Pain, if you have pain, you need something for pain management and you don't want to do NSAIDs, ibuprofen, aspirin, Tylenol, all that stuff. Very anti-inflammatory and antioxidants as well because it's got that bright yellow color.
Oh, I never thought about that. And oh my gosh, that bright yellow color is like a food dye. It is so
Yeah.
strong and powerful. I actually like the taste of turmeric. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Got a little spicy, funky little thing going on there. I've switched over now every morning. And it's funny because I always just drink coffee, and I still do. I have coffee during the day, all decaf. I started drinking tea. And when I was younger, I equated tea with old people. Like my grandmother used to make a cup of tea. I'm like, people are old. Now I'm like, I love tea. It's fantastic. And I have turmeric tea. And I sometimes usually I want to amp it up a little bit. So I got organic turmeric in a dropper bottle. And I just do one little shot of that in there with the, I guess, brewed turmeric in there.
Yep.
I like the flavor and
bump it up a little bit.
Bump it up a little bit. And how bad could it be? As long as you don't overdo it. And
right.
I'm thinking if you overdo it, you're going to know. Like you'll feel certain things.
It can thin your blood. So if you're on blood thinners, it's probably, it's definitely one of those. If you're on medications, I usually say check with your doctor first, because it can thin your blood a little bit. So, but if, in place of your aspirin or your other things that are harmful to your liver and your kidneys, sure. And, so it's a good option.
Thank you for that on thinning of the blood. I was completely unaware of that. And good information. I don't take, I think it's Motrin. I get the Motrin and Tylenol confused. I don't take any of that anyway, but, on a rare occasion once a year, you got something, headache, whatever. I remember taking Motrin, pretty sure it was Motrin, and I had a nosebleed. And I think that thins your blood. I don't think Tylenol does. Yep. Okay. So good to know about the turmeric.
Right.
Get another one. Thinning of the blood, let's go here. Fish oil.
Fish oil is a necessity for all of us, really. It's, good for cholesterol, heart health, very important, and can help with our weight loss.
Haven't experienced that, waiting. But I will say complexion looks, it does something for it just makes you look smoother and over a period of time. My understanding too, and this came from somebody a long time ago, told me you have to get the quality fish oil. You don't even walking into a pharmacy and just grabbing anything off the shelf. No, be very selective.
Yep. Yeah. I had my holistic doctor years ago said to me, don't buy anything from Rite Aid, Walmart, Walgreens, anything like that. You got to get good stuff. So I'm a proponent of that. It's like, because there's really not a ton of regulation for supplements. A lot of stuff out there is just full of fillers, and you're paying for fillers, and that's not cool.
Totally not. When here you are trying to do something,
get healthier, and now you're spending money on garbage, and it's almost like a placebo.
Other supplements. What else? What else would you suggest?
Vitamin D. Pretty much everybody needs vitamin D.
Oh, candy for the win. Yeah, 100%.
It's so, I'm in New Hampshire, so, this area, we definitely need it. But even everywhere around the world, we don't get outside as much as we used to. We don't get the sunshine like we need it. So everybody needs D.
I don't know if I shared this with you. Last summer, routine labs, and it comes back as the lowest level of vitamin D they've ever seen.
Oh.
And then I learned more about it, and I was like, oh, that's why I'm a little brain foggy. That's why I'm a little maybe irritable. I had no idea.
Yeah, it affects everything.
Well, and the game changer is vitamin D helps the absorption of other vitamins. So it's like it's so essential. And they gave me a prescription of I think it was 50,000 units. Took it once a week, literally one pill once a week. And that brought my levels up. And good reminder, I should get back on it. My levels came back fine ever since, but can't help to take a little extra vitamin D.
Yeah. And, it's not going to hurt you. We're probably never going to be too high.
What about vitamin C? Now, I don't know if we should be taking that as a supplement, but, back in the day, vitamin C, take it, water off coals, blah, 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 blah. What are your thoughts?
Right. C is a great one. I'm a proponent of eat my fruit, eat my veggies, that does the trick for me. But some people don't, and some people don't absorb supplements well. Some people don't absorb the vitamins, the minerals well. Coming from Crohn's, I know I've experienced that. And if I do supplement things, I usually try to go with a liquid that, can absorb into my bloodstream quicker versus going through the gut. But so there's, again, we always talk about, everybody's different. Everybody's got their own things. But again, a good quality C, probably a buffered C will be good. So it doesn't upset your tummy.
Interesting. Absorption. My understanding, I only learned this recently, kind of a mind blow, that whatever you ingest, supplement, food, whatever it is, you're only getting 60% of it once it gets processed through your body.
Through your gut, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm taking 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. I'm staying healthy, but you're really not.
Right.
Wow. Something to consider, in terms of the dosage.
Yep. And when we're doing it in real food, our body can metabolize it better and take it in better. So
that I wasn't aware of. So there's a big difference between it coming from food or coming from a supplement.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Other ones you would suggest? What do you got?
Collagen is a good one. There's a lot of talk about that now. Good for our skin, hair, nails, our gut. We think of, I initially was like, I need to take a supplement for my hair and my nails and all that. But, gut health it's huge for gut health. So
I believe I bought protein powder, impulse buy. I was looking for, I normally get whey protein powder and I make a smoothie once or twice a week. And it was on the shelf and I believe it was collagen peptide.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a peptide is. What is that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I know what it is, but I don't really even know how to
verbalize
explain
it. It'll come to you. I'm sure it'll come to you. What else are we missing here that we should be taking in terms of supplements?
I usually find electrolytes. A lot of times we are off on our electrolytes, and that can mess up a lot of things. If you're fasting, if you're doing a low carb diet, if you're working out a lot or out in the sun a lot.
Wow.
Electrolytes can be really important.
Thank you for sharing that. I totally forgot about that. Here's my challenge, and maybe other people do this. I buy things, and then I forget. And they go up in the cabinet, and I was putting a powder, electrolyte powder in my water, and trying to keep up on that occasionally. And I forget to do it, so I literally have to leave it in front of my face. But I wanted to try fasting, and I didn't know that electrolytes are very important for that.
Yeah, it is. It is important to, especially if you're doing a longer fast, like 24 hours or more. It's very important to make sure you have those electrolytes because, keeping those minerals balanced is huge.
And how does that come into play with a low carb diet?
Just a low, it's like making sure, low carb, carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates often come with the magnesium, the potassium,
gotcha.
Those kind of things.
Got it. All right. I'm going to put that on my shelf. I put everything on my, like a bread basket because the cats go into any of those products. So that's my shelf, if you will. That's in front of my face.
Your safe place.
My safe place, but it's also my visible place because it's right there on the counter.
Yep.
Anything else that we should be taking with supplements?
Ashwagandha is my favorite herbal. Helps with cortisol levels. I mean, the cortisol is a huge thing. And so helps with stress, sleep, hormones, brain health, energy, blood sugar. It's huge. It's an herbal, so it's an adaptogen. So whether you need energy or you have too much energy, it does what you need it to.
Ashwagandha.
So, yep. It's amazing to me. And with the thing with herbals is you want to take them for a month or two and then take a break for a week.
Really?
Yep. Because our bodies, especially with a lot of herbals, will get accustomed. Your body will be like, oh, yeah, we got that all the time. And it'll be like, yeah, it's just there. So taking a break here and there will help make it more functional for us.
So you mentioned, I don't even know if this question is even possible to answer, but you mentioned before about a supplement that can help with weight loss. Any other ones that come to mind that maybe we're not aware of?
That one is a big one because if we're stressed, then we're not losing any weight. D is also another big one because if we're not absorbing any nutrients, we're not losing any weight.
Wow.
Ashwagandha, I love, the cortisol is huge. In our crazy world, we're always stressed whether we know it or not, right? It's like our schedules are packed, we're running from this thing to the other, and our bodies are identifying that as run from the tiger kind of stuff. And the ashwagandha will be a good help to manage that stress. The other thing is just get out and move when you're feeling stressed. And that will take, it's like, because that's what we're meant to do, right? There's a tiger, run. If we don't use up that, we store it in our bodies and mainly in our bellies, which is the hardest ever. That's what I hear all the time. How do I lose my belly fat?
Don't even get me started. Yeah. It all goes there. I don't know what is there a reason scientifically, whatever it is, in a human, why it centers there? Is it just a comfortable spot where it can all go? What?
It really is. It's like it's when we're in that fight or flight, our body's trying to protect us, and that's where all our organs are. So it's like protection, even though it's the worst thing for us is to have all that fat around our organs, right?
That is one of the most interesting things I've heard in a long time. And it makes crystal clear sense that our bodies are designed to support us. Evolution is involved in that. There's so much going on there. I never even thought of that, all the important organs short of the heart, but what's in front of the heart? Breastbone, bone. You can't get to it. What's protecting you down here, around your belly? Fat, essentially.
Yep.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Our bodies are amazing things. We can heal ourselves if we take care of ourselves.
Billion%. Unfortunately, we screw it up, and
yeah. Luckily, it's really strong and it lets us keep trying.
Yeah, it keeps bouncing back. However, it's not all us though. It's in our food supply. That is essentially us screwing us up. Do you think if we went back 100 years, 200, people were much more healthy?
I think they were. It's like I'm sure there were other reasons why the longevity was not as long, but it's like what's the trade-off, right?
I wrestle with that all the time because you look at, we have all technology, so we're healthier, we're living longer. Okay, great, fantastic, but we're polluting our food with pesticides, with growth hormones, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine with all our technology to support us, polio, knocked that one down decades ago, many, if our food was as pure as it was 100, 200 years ago, we would be living in probably 150 years old.
Yes. Yep.
Crazy. And, sad to say, just comes down to one thing, cha-ching.
It really does, unfortunately.
Sadly so. Anything else that we're missing that you could share in terms of supplements?
I think that's really, magnesium is another one if you're having stress problems, muscle function, sleep issues, magnesium. A lot of us are low on magnesium. And that's one of those your body will tell you as soon as you've got too much, because you'll have diarrhea. So you can't really overload on that. But magnesium is one that we are very much low on a lot of times.
Wow. And up in my kitchen cabinet, called a medicine chest, whatever, is magnesium. I bought it. I maybe had some digestion issues at some point. I'm trying to remember. Can
be really helpful for
as a laxative.
Yes, for constipation and
that. Now that I think about it, Grandma with the tea and also the milk of magnesium or magnesium.
Yes,
right. Wow. And ashwagandha, I have it up in the cabinet, and I leaned off of it. And I was concerned about side effects. I can't remember what they were. I don't know that I got them, but I was like, I don't know. Let me research this more. It was an impulse. Let me buy it, quality seller that I got it from. But then I was like, I don't know. I got to look in. Do you recall any potential side effects from ashwagandha?
I can't think of any off the top. I'm sure there are some.
It is everything,
everything has something, but nothing's clicking right now.
Yeah. If somebody connects with you, are you able to come up with a full plan of, call it wellness? I know I'm going very broad here, but let's say somebody's at the point in their lives where, all right, I'm done. I need to get healthy. I need to start eating the right things. I need to have the right mindset. I need accountability. There's me with everything up in the cabinet, but I'm like a, car swerving down the road. I don't know, I take fish oil.
Right.
Is that something that you can do?
That's one thing I really connect with is meeting people where they are, because we're all in a different place. We're all have different struggles, and you don't just go, oh, this is where you got to be, because a lot of times that's not obtainable. So meeting people where they are and easing into the, so that, baby steps make bigger progress than like taking the leap off the cliff.
100%. And it's a moving target too, because we're always evolving. Things are changing. Levels of stress change. Even like the vitamin D thing. When I saw that, I'm like, what the blank is going on? Is this a mistake or something? And I even went back to a previous lab like a year before. Like, have I always been low on that? And it was fine. What changed it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe stress. I'll bet you stress.
Yeah. Stress can beat up anything.
Horrible. It's horrible. And for that, there's you. How do we find you?
CandyHolmes-Foster-Wellness.com. Holmes with an L. And right on my website, on my front page, you can book a free consultation. I always do free consultations to get to know you, see if we're a good fit. Or you can hit that call button and call me right there.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's the best part. You're always accessible. You're there.
I try.
And when I'm doing shots of electrolytes later, I'll be thinking of you.
All right.
Thank you for today and all the insight. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. You have a great day.
You too. We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.